I
to
enable
be
the
on
sound,
focus and
but I don't talk
100%
so you
doing
don't
their
hear yourself.
things. So yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to hear yourself.
But like I said,
My
it's
stream
like
is on.
people are
I'm
not
muted.
complaining about you raid leading. It was like I got talked about this situation, asked about this.
Look,
So
I
and
understand. First of all, please let me just say a few things. I know I'm talking a lot, but let me just say a few things here. Look, first of all, okay, you keep saying I'm taking this thing personal. I'm not taking it personal because I'm not mad at you. I've never been mad at you. Every time I talk to you, it was only about the guild and the discussion for the guild. I'm not here to like yell at you. Who the fuck am I to come and yell at you? Like who am I? No, but the thing what pisses me off is that imagine you're me, okay, in that moment, and you're trying to raid lead the chaotic suppression room from a perspective of a tank, and you're telling people when to kill valves and when not to kill valves. And the reason is obvious, you know this, is because if you keep killing valves, they keep respawning. You've seen it when we go deep into the suppression room. Even the shaman totems non-stop pull. So we can't just keep AoEing, and we won't have enough mana for healers or casters to clear out the normal trash. So you obviously hold on to the whelps, and you clear out slowly so that the whelps don't keep respawning. And this is the reason that I keep asking people not to do it. And then here comes this dude. He's arguing with me, saying, "I don't care. I don't understand why we gotta hold on to the whelps. We kill them like this all the time. It wasn't a problem. I don't understand." Like arguing, like going against what I'm saying in the middle of the suppression. And then you have like a bunch of mages who literally mute me. You've even heard her say it. Don't say you didn't because you've heard her. And then you have a bunch of mages who just, or warlocks even, who don't even listen. When I say don't AoE, they're doing arcane blast or sorry, arcane explosion or hellfire or whatever. And they're not listening. I'm trying to coordinate it, and they're making it more frustrating. So I get mad. I don't yell at him. I say, dude, don't try and make some changes now. If you want to raid lead, you step up on the microphone and you do that. But right now, when we're in the middle of suppression room, don't like. I didn't curse, I didn't argue, and it's not the same thing as the situation with Kniskal, because I never like Kniskal went off on me when I was just asking a question, and I was asking it in a really polite tone. You heard me. I wish somebody streamed it so you can go back and review it. So it's not even the same thing. So if these people, if these slackers are upset at the way I'm trying to manage things, then they can literally go fuck themselves. Because, in my opinion, they don't even deserve to raid. Like, mate, why do you think I'm coming here every week, wiping and suffering this frustration with these people? It's certainly not because of loot, because if it was because of loot, I told you at the start, I had 0 DKP when I joined, and I slowly worked my way up. And then I win one piece of loot, and people are upset. can you can you fucking imagine that? Imagine that. So yeah, if someone has a right to be frustrated, it's me, not these people. So if this is how it is, okay, if this is how it is, if you need to come and tell me to make sure this doesn't happen again, then from my point of view, I'm done. I don't want to raid with people who don't want to listen to me or have a problem. I don't care about these people. I don't want to come in and do all the work so they can benefit from it, like get loot or whatever every week, Especially a useless fucking DPS mage who all he does is spam frostbolt. That's all they do, spam fucking frostbolt every week. Why should I have any respect for someone like that? He has like they do nothing. They attempt to they do nothing. They don't even like most of these guys don't, like I told you, don't even bring consumables. Meanwhile, every week on a budget of like 80G that I have to barely get, I bring every consumable that I can as a tank because I wanna make sure that I survive. I wanna make sure that we kill bosses. So yeah, man. If when you're coming in to me and telling me these kind of things, then my answer to you is, look, you have these other tanks. Harut, he's worked his way up. He's learned a lot. He's got some gear. Ruben, he's a really good tank in my opinion. He's also got some gear. And you have Sign Up, he's a legend. I mean, he's a feral druid, but honestly, he's one of the best guys and tanks I've played with. Really nice guy. And you have Kniskal. I don't know. Kniskal comes and goes. I guess his work is a bit busy in real life, but he comes when he can, obviously. And you have Scalder too. I mean, he's pretty much gecked out in both DPS and tank. You don't need me. So good luck with the same people. Like, let them raid with people they like to raid with, like Kniskal or whatever. Because if they don't like raiding with me, then like I said, they can like piss off. That's all I can tell you. I mean, I have nothing against you, man. I've raided with you guys, and I've never had anything against you. And I honestly like a lot of the people here. There's obviously a lot of people in this guild. I don't talk with people frequently, but the guys that I do talk with, like Sign Up and Slashy and some other guys here, I really like them. I mean, they're very nice guys. I always keep telling you all the time. And I had a little problem with Kniskal, but we talked it over, we sorted it out, and since then I've been saying to you how important it is that we have him in raids. Like. So yeah, that's my story, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like.
Well, I don't know, man. I think it's not this big of a situation. Like, just I don't think you have to leave because of this or quit playing because of
I don't
this.
want to raid with people who don't want me in the guild, or they don't want me to raid lead. If these people have a problem with me, then what's the point of even attempting to come and raid? Because then I'm raiding with a bunch of people who don't want to listen, who don't want to obey. Yes, you need to obey the raid leader at the time of his when he's a raid leader. If you have a problem with it, then come out and say it later. But when you're in the middle of a raid, when you're in the middle of a fucking raid, especially in the middle of a suppression room, you can't argue. If this roster if this roster, he's the rogue, yeah? If he comes next time, as example, comes and does the same thing again, like in the middle of a trash pool or in the middle of a suppression room, starts to go against what I'm saying or argue, I won't act the way I did last time. This time I will tell him to shut the fuck up. Because that's how it should be. You can't come in and argue in the middle, especially in the middle of a chaotic pool like that. So when you tell me Menergy, don't do it again next time, I'm sorry, man. If he does what he did again next time, I tell him to shut the fuck up on Discord. And this time I'll actually say shut the fuck up. Last time I was being polite. I didn't say one curse word or I wasn't rude in any way. But this time I will tell him to shut the fuck up because he deserves it. Okay, and it's nothing to about being rude, it's about obeying. It's like a military, you know how it is. It's like a chain of command. But if people don't respect it, then the whole thing breaks down and everything gets chaotic, out of control. And then later on, if people have a problem, then just come and say I have a problem. We're like, all right, I understand you have a problem, no problem, like what can I do? But when Kniskal isn't here and I'm trying to do this thing solo and no one else is helping, literally no one else is helping, no one else is communicating, no one else is saying anything besides me about the raid mechanics or pools or trash, then no one has the right to start complaining. They need to listen. So this is the way I feel about it, and I'm not making a big deal about it. I'm just being honest with you, mate. I'm really frustrated with these people. These losers don't deserve to go into AQ. They're not gonna get, and they don't. Another thing I have to say, by the way, if these guys go into AQ, and let's say you clear like half the bosses, because the first ones are very easy, like the first one, the bug family, and all the shit in between, or the fucking scorpion, they're not that hard. And if these guys take gear from these bosses that you've managed to down, and then later on they can't like easily down other bosses, they keep wiping and over again, that gear is wasted, man. That gear, imagine that gear going to some fucking useless guy that doesn't deserve it. This is why the sooner you merge the raid teams, the better, because then the gear will go to people that actually deserve it, not some fucking useless guy that doesn't do shit. Like, you can't have some useless guy getting gear. That's a waste of gear.
I know.
And there's a lot of useless guys in this guild that are getting good gear from Blackwing Lair every week that they simply don't deserve it. But what can you do? It's a DKP system.
If I know, I know.
And then I get one piece of loot and everybody's angry.
Wasn't personal you. That was the item. It would not have mattered if Knieskal had got it, everybody would have got mad either way. Doesn't matter
Yeah, but they're
which tank
whispering me.
got it. Would yeah, I don't like that.
They're whispering me bullshit, and especially after the raid, they're whispering me bullshit. It's not like, why are they whispering me? I'm not even the guy who's in charge of the loot. I didn't make the decision about like.
About that, and I think that's okay. I can talk with them. And it's like everybody's arguing and why I'm giving it to a tank and blah blah blah. And nobody was talking about you personal. They were just talking about the item and how I distribute them.
Yeah, but then
And
when they come and whisper me, that's personal.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like that people are whispering you. They should not do that. That's why I asked you the name of those people. I want to know that.
I don't want to cause drama. The first day I joined this guild and we had this whole situation with that neckbull guy. By the way, I don't even see him online anymore. Is he even here anymore?
Uh, Nektul,
Bullneck or whatever. The mage.
he's not in the guild anymore. You know that, right?
No, I never know that. What the fuck happened?
He left. Uh,
What do you mean he left? Who's raiding? Who's leading his raid team then?
It was a long time since he left, like a month ago or something. I don't know.
Wait, really?
More. Yeah.
So what happened?
Uh, just a lot of things doesn't matter.
So who's taking charge of his raid team?
Black and Tukistaya and Disco Stick are with that team right now. The mostly running it. And
Okay.
it was never his great team. Like it was like he was a weird fella. It's like he just took over the raid team just a little before you came along, but he never built it up or nothing. He did good there, and they got a good run there. But I don't
So
know
why did he leave then?
because he was just. I think he just painted himself into a corner with shady things and being an asshole and things like that. So so it wasn't like that. We are more in our friend trying to be a friendly guild, and he was doing a shady things like talking with players out of my guild. Like
Hmm.
first of all, he tried to recruit players from my team,
Yeah,
and
I remember.
yeah, he told me they told me I talked with him a few times about that, and I warned him he should not do that. It's not the thing. We don't run the teams like that. We don't recruit from the other team. It's like a mutual respect. But then he started to talk with players instead of like when, let's say, a good DPS here was complaining about a threat issue. Then he like asked him to join on Discord, and then he sneaks in there. Our tanks are so good. We don't have a threat issue. Our team is that we don't. It's like he's talking around the subject, trying to
Yeah. I mean,
have
I
like
told you, like, I didn't want to. I told you I don't want to make drama, but I told you how this guy is. I told you, like, going forward is probably not gonna work out with this guy because he said some things, and like, and I didn't even tell you everything he said. But at the time when I was in the situation where he wanted me to go for his raid team, you wanted me to stay for yours, and I kept telling him, like, all that shit. I told you, like, some of the things he said, I knew it's not gonna work out with this guy. So I guess it's better than he's gone now.
yeah. I suggested and when I talked with him last time, I suggested that he would just leave the guild, and he did.
Yeah, I know. I told you. But the thing is, like, now you get along with this black, the guy who's the new raid leader of the other team.
Yeah, he was the raid leader at that time also, but Bulna kind of was taking over, and the other officer there that like built the team, they all take a decision together. But Bulna was all like putting Luchtban on people without talking with them. It's like the best mates there. The, the, that's the way most DPS in raid. He put a like a loot ban on him, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?" No, it's a good player. Right? I can't remember why he did it, but it was more of a personal thing than a gamer thing. We were just
How can you do
lucky.
that, someone? I thought your DKP system.
Yeah, it was. I know it was like it's silly. Why do you do like a loot ban on somebody? We don't have that rule. So he was just making up rules as he was going along, and I have to tell him like we have established some rules here, and he was like, "Oh fuck no," and then like he started to write down. I wanted to clear up discords and like, and we have those rules here all before he wrote them down. He knew that. But then again, he starts saying everybody that he made those rules. It's like, what? Are you fucking serious right now? No, I made those rules and you wrote them down. That doesn't make them your rules, like you made them. It's like, he was like always saying stupid things like that. It's like he was a fucking weird guy. Like, and telling everybody that he built the team up. He took over a team that was farming Blackwing
Yeah.
Lair. He did not build it up.
Well, the thing I said is like it's a good thing because now he's gone. Now you can talk reasonable with this guy and with blacks, and you can tell him that we should do this like raid team together for AQ, and he's probably gonna be reasonable enough to like consider or even agree to it. So that's a good thing, man, because like I think you need that. You can't move on like this with this shit fucking people here, because these people here, they're never gonna get better. They had their chance to get better every week. At the end of Blackwing Layer, you come and say, yeah, guys, next week I'm gonna be inspecting you. I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna call your names out, and then the next week they just come in the same fucking slackers as usual. So yeah, these guys gotta get the fuck out of here. They don't deserve loot. They don't deserve loot, and certainly they don't deserve to complain about jack shit because they're not putting in any effort. So that's what I'm saying. Like you need to merge your teams for sure. And when you do that, you will have a really good team. I know, I can feel it. You will have a really solid team, man.
Oh yeah, we have outstanding like half and half. If you go like that, then we will have fucking good team. Really fucking good
Exactly.
team.
And then the other guys, they can either decide to stick around and be like backup or improve and get in a spot, or they can leave. Who cares? As long as you have a good team with the people that deserve it, that's what matters. Because if you're a slacker, then it doesn't matter. Like you don't deserve it. You're a slacker. You don't deserve shit. And people have this argument about, oh, but we play casually. It doesn't matter. I play casually. I come on and only raid log 1 day a week. But for that 1 day a week, I'm giving it everything I got. I'm giving it, like, I come in fully raid buffed. I come in fully consumable. I come in always on time, ready. Always. Have I missed one fucking raid since I joined your guild? I haven't, and I've always been on time. So if I can do it as someone who plays super casual, like they claim to be playing, how come they can't do it? There's no excuse, man. You want to be a raider, yeah? You want to raid Molten Core? You want to raid Blacking Layer? Okay, then show up on time. Set your Hearthstone to Kargath. Buy the consumables. If you can't do that, then get the fuck out of here. That's my personal view on these people. So when you come to me and you say these guys are like complaining and don't act this way again, I disagree. If they're gonna argue with me in the middle of the raid, in the middle of a chaotic moment in the raid, and it's not like, the problem is, yeah, that when he says things like that in the middle of the raid, he's deterring the other people as well, because he's creating a case which I have to defend. Because if I don't defend the case, then other people are gonna be like, yeah, Rostar's right. Why don't we kill the Wells? Why do we hold on to them? Then my entire philosophy is out the window. So if I don't stand in front of that shit, then he's just gonna create chaos in the middle. And if you can't see that, then I'm sorry. I mean, I have to disagree. Like I cannot, like, if this happens, for example, next time, I straight up tell him to shut the fuck up. I mean, that's my philosophy, and for that very reason, I'm telling you that I'm done. I don't want to raid with the people like this anymore because they're obviously not happy, and they obviously don't care about being in a proper like raid team working together. and at the same time they hate me being a raid leader. So if that's the case, then what's the point continuing for me? I've done all that I can, and you have your tanks now, and everything is good. So once you merge your team, you'll be good to go with the good teams and shit. You don't need me. So I really don't want to be playing with these people anymore, man. And yeah, I mean, I hate these people. I don't like them. I don't like them coming in here and chatting shit. If you have put any amount of effort as a raider, like as I have compared to me, then maybe you have a right to say something. But if you've just come into the raid barely on time without any consumables and just like slacked around DPSing, and then you're coming in here and complaining, then you can just piss off right now. That's my philosophy on this whole, and I'll tell it to their face anytime. I have nothing like.
Rockstar has been here from the beginning, and he has always showed up. He haven't missed a raid, so he
I'm not
has.
talking about roster. You said other people were complaining. I'm not just specifically telling you about roster. Roster is like one incident in the whole thing. You're telling other people. I mean, obviously, before you called me on Discord, you were in the channel with Chelsea, and you're obviously having a discussion about me. I would like to know what you said.
Not having a discussion with Chelsea about you, or and I would never have a discussion about anything in front of Ruben and other people.
No, but
So
this there was a discussion at some point that you asked me to come on Discord. Obviously, I'm just.
that was like after the raid. That was like 1.5 week ago. I haven't seen you online. I saw you last raid, so I haven't got a hold of you. I was going to talk with you like 1.5 week ago. After that, but yeah, so I haven't got a hold of you. But we haven't. Nobody has talking about this afterward. But like the last raid, how you were rate leading. I
Mm,
noticed Chelsea said like something about, "Hey, I like how you're calm tonight."
yeah.
It was way better. It's like uh, you were really high there on the rate before, and really worked up. But and the last rate, that was like awesome rate leading.
You know
That's
why? Because
so.
someone competent was in the raid for once and we could work out together. Like Kniskal. He was there and together we were making some calls, we were making some pulls, we were marking, we were saying like ready checking, we were asking for each other to taunt when it was needed. He was telling me to taunt. I was like, okay, I'll taunt, stuff like that. When he's not there, is dead silence. No one else is doing that. I have to do that alone. No one else is doing it. And then when other like that's when it starts to get really frustrating. And the thing is, like, if you notice, I'm even trying to do things like have other tanks come in. If you, I don't know if you noticed that, but I'm saying like, okay, let's have Ruben tank or let's have Harut tank. You know why? Because I want these guys to learn. I want these guys to not feel like they're coming in here every week as some off tank and they're not needed. Some because it feels bad coming into a raid as a tank and you never get an opportunity to tank anything, and then you never learn the boss and then you never get any experience. So it's stupid for me to be sitting there and tanking everything. So that's why I was trying to rotate the tanks as well. I'm keeping all that shit in mind. Because
I know. I
yeah.
told the tank to do exactly the same thing when you started to play with us, to let you tank something so you wouldn't just sit there.
Yeah, it's annoying. Like, imagine coming into every single raid and then you never get asked to tank because it's the same three guys every week. In fact, Sign Up whispered me and I told him, dude, you have good DPS gear, just stay feral, let these guys tank. And he was more than happy to do it. I said, let these guys have a chance. So, I keep all that shit in mind, man, to keep people happy. So it's not like I'm just coming in here one dimensional mindset. But the problem here, mate, is the people here in this guild, half of them in your raid team don't deserve to be here. They don't deserve to be here. They are not good players. They are not dedicated. They don't have consumables. And I don't care how casual they are. You still gotta shape up. Because you're raiding with 39 other people. And you're not here to take loot. You're here to raid. Loot is a bonus that comes out of it. And they don't see it like that. because it was these same people, the rogues and the fury warriors, that started whispering me about how it's wrong that I have a DFT. You know, it's not like I've been raiding here for like 2.5 months and I worked my DKP from zero, but apparently it's wrong to have loot.
Yeah, like I said before, it's not you, it's that fucking item. It's like, it's a guild breaker item. So there will always be some drama. It's gonna be drama about items in AQ and Nux. It's just the items. Everybody wants them and they're fucking rare.
The thing is, like, I agree with you. Maybe I get frustrated a lot, but you know, and I said, and maybe I start to have a different tone of voice that people don't like. But mate, the reason I get frustrated is because frustrating things happen, you know, and I'm trying to keep my cool and keep my calm, and then these idiots are pissing me off in the middle of the raid, then I get frustrated. If you were me, you would also get frustrated, man. You know, you would tell people the same thing, maybe in a different tone, but you would also be frustrated. And you know me, man, I'm not here to make drama, I never have. Even at the beginning, when you had this whole thing with Red Bull, I just kept telling you, man, look, listen, just don't cause any drama with this guy, you know, don't go in and chat, like, let's just get this sorted. And I even went as far as to ask him to come on Discord so we can like clear the air back then when he was in the guild, so that like everything is sorted, so every day he doesn't like whisper you something and then you get frustrated or whatever, because I want to avoid drama, because I want to avoid any kind of guild kind of situation like that, you know. I don't want drama. I've been a guild master for 7 months. I know how to run a guild, you know. And the reason we disbanded was because of the fact that it was the transition period between Molten Core and Blackwing Layer, and Blackwing Layer wasn't released, and a lot of people were quit playing. Like the skills were dying, everybody was merging. It was a crazy situation, so we just had to call it. People were tired of helping raid leading, you know. Otherwise, I know how it works, man. I've been playing this game since fucking 2005. You know, I know exactly how guild politics work. Some people are special snowflakes when they get told something, and some people are slackers, and some people like me maybe get high temper. You know, I agree with you. Maybe I'm a little bit high temper, but there's a reason for it. The reason is because people are upsetting me in the middle of the raid when I'm trying so hard to maintain, you know. And I want to ask you a question. You know, so far everything I've done in this guild, it's been for the sake of the guild, right? Not because I want to. I have some agenda in any way, right? You know that, right? Everything I've done so far, it's only been for the sake of the guild, for the raid, everything.
Dude, like, if I would think you were just doing this out of something else, you wouldn't really think you know this. So, yeah, and I appreciate that what you have done, and I like it, and a lot of people like it. So don't take it otherwise than that. That people appreciate it, and you say the right things. But also on the same note, what you were talking about leading rates, I've been doing it for a long time, and like causing drama is like when one get mad in raid, it's contagious. Then other people will get mad, the group will split up in smaller groups, and everybody will start to take sides, and that's something that breaks down the guilds. It where people of more than wiping. Even though everything is going good, just having small groups within a guild, it's never a good thing. So, and that's why I just talked with you, like, just be calm and do it like last thread. That was fucking perfect, man. You were calm the whole through the raid,
Yeah,
and
because
people,
Kaniskal was there. Kaniskal was there.
yeah, and people always do stupid mistakes, even in good hardcore guilds. They will do like mistakes, and there is a different atmospheres in them. And people accept when you join a guild like that, you will get screamed at when you fucked up. Everybody will flame you, and that's just part of it. But we don't want that here. We just want everybody to be friendly, and that's
Yeah,
why
but
we have a strong team and people are still playing from the beginning. We don't have that much rotation of the team because we keep the everybody try to be happy and have the most fun of it
I,
instead of going too much
I
hardcore.
understand that, man. But as a raid leader who's trying to as someone who's trying to raid lead, I'm not telling you I'm like I deserve to be raid leader. I never even wanted it. I only stepped up because you asked me to. You said it's good to as a, and the reason I stepped up is because I noticed no one else is saying anything during the Blackwing layer, you know. So I come in and I try to do my best. And as someone who's doing it, as someone who's trying to raid lead, I'm not here to be people's friends. You know, I'm here to help and I'm being friendly, man. But people gotta, okay, you want me to be calm? Okay, fair enough. You want me to be cool? Okay, I'm trying my best. But at the same time, tell the other guys to stop arguing with me, because if they don't respect what I'm saying, then there's no point at all. Because I'm trying to tell people what to do and what not to do. When they're not listening to what I'm telling them, when they're arguing with me in the middle of the raid, when they're um, how do you say, I don't know what's the word for it, but they are degrading the value of my command by arguing against me, then it only causes even more dismay and disarray and chaos, especially in the middle of the suppression room, because then people will less likely to consider listening to what I'm saying when I tell them to stop AoE, move, not move, things like that. If people don't listen, then, you saw that fucking mage that laughed and said, "Oh, I didn't know you're raid leading. I'm gonna unmute you after like 4 weeks of raid leading." Like she said that, like, and that was the mage that was doing arcane blast and shit. Like if shit like that doesn't piss you off, then I don't know.
She was from Team Phoenix. She was just with us 1 week, so she didn't had any clue what's going on about the tactic or anything. She was just, yeah, used to
No, but
tactic.
I'm saying that thing is frustrating. It's frustrating. It pisses you off. It's frustrating because So if you're telling me to be cool, to be calm, okay, I can respect that. But if you're telling me to not do that again, no, I don't respect that. If this guy argues with me again in the middle of a suppression room, I'm not going to be cool or calm or friendly. I am going to tell him, shut your fucking mouth straight up. That's the response I'm going to tell him. And if you or the people here are not happy with my this response in that situation, then I'm happy to not raid anymore, man, because this is how it is, man. You don't argue with the raid leader about what's going on in the middle of a chaotic suppression room. That's the way I see it. You don't do that. You don't go against what I'm saying in the middle of a suppression room. And that's just how I see it in my mind. And nothing you can say will change my opinion. But if you're telling me to try and remain more cool and calm, I can dig that. I can try my best to, like last week, like you said, I was calm. I can chill with. Maybe I get too worked up. I try to get less worked up. But I am not going to be a friend with someone who's or try to be friendly. Sorry, try to be friendly with someone who's going against my command in the middle of a suppression room. Again, it may sound like I'm being some elitist leader. No, it's nothing like that at all. I'm just saying, like in the moment, in the moment.
I accept it and I agree on that. And there was discussion about that. Uh, there were a lot of people, like, I don't know, some days ago, and they were talking about the exact situation that people were not doing what you tell them to do, and people agreed on that. It's like everybody was, you have to like do what the raid leader is telling you to do at that moment, and after the raid, you can talk about the tactic if you want to change it. So people were not disagreeing with you there. It's
No,
like
but when Roster writes it in the chat like that, then other people are suddenly agreeing with him, and they're less likely to follow what I'm saying. Like when I say stop DPSing whelps, then they don't listen even more. And when I say guys move, they're like people still stuck back there because maybe they're listening to Roster, they're agreeing with him, or Roster's comment pushes them to put me further on mute or shit like that. Then he's the one who's causing chaos. He's the one that's creating problems. I'm the one who's trying my best to rate lead. So if anyone needs to learn anything in this situation, is him knowing when to say something and not when to say something. Okay, you could whisper me that, and then I'll be like, "Nah, dude, the best way to deal with the whelps is to not kill them." But instead he's saying it in the raid chat, and then he's getting upset when I'm telling him when I'm like returning his response. That's not how it works, man. Like that is not how. If you're such a special snowflake little fucking pussy girl, then don't raid. Like if you can't handle it, then don't fucking raid here. Because I understand he's a good raider. He shows up every week and everything like that. But like at the end of the day, here, mate, like we're trying to progress the raid forward in a reasonable time, so we don't have to come back on Sunday. So we can kill everything. We can wipe things down, and especially so we can get ready for AQ. Because But never mind. I said all this already. I'm not gonna repeat myself 100 times. I'm just gonna tell you right now that going forward, you absolutely have to merge teams. This is hopeless. Like these people are never gonna get better. Just talk with Blacks. Tell him, look, we need to make the teams together. My team has like half the people are brain dead. We need to bring in the best players here and make a really strong team and actually be somewhat competitive. Like not just like
I've already done that. It's like I did that long time ago.
you told me one time you want to raid next Ramis. Yeah, you want to go to next Ramis and raid next Ramis and stuff like that. Like that's like the biggest thing for you. Well, yeah, not gonna happen with what we have right now. I can tell you right now.
No, the plan was to have three teams and take the best for the next Ramos. So, but we didn't manage to get the third team going. I'm not just. I'm drained out of energy. I don't want to get another team going. Getting two teams going was enough for me. But I already talked. It's like a long time since I did talk with Blacks about this merge, and we were just deciding how to do it. He want to do it now, and I don't want to do it right away. I want to take a one reset to show the people why we need to merge. It's like
Okay, that's good. Good way of good way of thinking. But I give you a suggestion. Once you make the one proper raid team with the people, you set that one for Wednesday because Wednesday is the reset day. It's an important day. People want to come and raid the main thing on Wednesday, and then for everyone else, you can have a Sunday raid where they can do Blackwing Layer with the people that didn't get to raid or Molten Core, and I'm pretty sure those people will be happy enough just for that because you will be left with a lot of people that still want to raid and they can come at Sundays and like do those other raids. But for the main event, for the main raid, you should obviously have the best team.
well, it's the same raid schedule. We of course we finish everything on Wednesday, but our raid days are Wednesday and Sundays. So we're gonna hit AQ on Wednesday and Sundays, and uh, Tuesday is gonna be multi-core and black and glare for the people that want to join that. Like, uh, we haven't decided how exactly if we just have one team doing that, gearing up the new people, and like, or going with alts. Like, if you don't need anything from black and glare anymore, it's okay. You can skip it if you don't need you there. And multicore, it's just alt. And for the tanks, of course. So definitely on Tuesday, we will take a third day for that, and we will split the groups for multicore. We'll probably not do. Uh, I don't think we'll do whole multicore. We'll just go for the binding, so it will be 2020
Yeah, you should
play.
go for the binding.
Yeah, and that's why. So we will put black and layer fast run and 2020 for the bindings after black and
Yeah,
layer.
that's good to be honest. That's a good way to do it. I think you should just put molten core off the table only for the bindings, like you said, and then have Blackwing layer for the other guys and whatever and another, and then you just focus the big main good raid team on the main event, which is pretty much AQ coming out. That's pretty much the best way to do it. Otherwise, it's gonna be frustrating for people sitting here wiping with these noobs, constantly reusing all these consumables as tanks because they don't do it. Tanks are the one doing it, and that costs a lot of money every time you have to use a consumable every time you wipe, and you can't sit there on one boss wiping 500 times. So these things need to be considered, and I'm sure you've already considered them. But as for me, I tell you right now, you want me to be cool and calm, I'll be cool and calm. Okay, I'll consider that, yeah, because I understand what you're saying there. But if you're telling me to not do what I did again, no, I don't. I'm sorry, man. If I'm raid leading and someone coming in the raid chat and starting a opposition against me, then I'm gonna tell them what I gotta tell them. And if that's not cool with you, then I'm sorry. Then I don't know what else I can say. This is the last word for the night. Let's say.
Yeah. I don't think though we need to do the tactic like with Valves. It's like people are not getting it. I was raiding today Black and Clear on another server with the other guild, and we kind of speed run through it there. And with Valves, just kill it, just really fast. And it's more of the melee that kills it. And we did it. We did the pressure room so fast. We kind of did not
Yeah,
never.
but that was another guild, man. This is this guild. That was another guild. This is this guild. Do you think you can do it with this guild?
No, uh, um, we did it before, like killing.
Maybe if you go
Uh,
to Black Layer, would everybody have some world buffs? And I don't even know when I say everybody have world buffs, I don't know how many people actually get world buffs. Probably half people get world buffs, and the other halves don't even get shit. But if you go molten core first and then go into blazing layer, then it's going to be even more of a problem with this tactic you're telling me. But the point is when you don't kill the valves, you go into the kill the valves at the start and we move up, and then we hold on to the valves, because when I'm you know what happens when I'm moving up to pool with Jones, the hunter, I'm pulling the trash with Jones. um, every time he pulls, a whole bunch of whelps come, and these whelps get collected. The next time he goes to pull, that area is clean because the whelps are not respawning because somebody's tanking them. And then me and him can keep pulling the few mobs there. And during this, like, let's say 4 mobs that we're killing, the tanks that we have are holding on to the whelps, protecting the healers and just holding on to them. And then when the area is clean, we move up and AoE them. This is pretty much the best way to do it for these people. Unless everybody comes in fully dedicated, then yeah, I agree with you. We just go in and fucking zerg the whole thing because people are that good, you know? So, as far as I see, this is the way to go forward for now. Unless you change your raid.
well, yeah, true. Maybe with a better group, it's like that. Better circuit.
Do you check
You
people? Do you check people? Do you target people from the raid? Do you have an add-on to see people's consumables and things like that? Because I see people don't even have world buff. I mean food buff. Food buff. Like, if you come into a raid and you can't even have food buff, then then I don't know, man. Then you shouldn't come to a raid. Like, let me tell you something else. I have this friend. Me and him played together on a private server for 3 years almost. And this dude is like me. He doesn't really enjoy farming for consumables. He doesn't like to do it. I'm the same. Like, it's boring. It's frustrating every week. But if he raids, he has to do it because he doesn't want to fall behind on the DPS table. He hates that. He wants to compete on the. He wants to be the first. And he usually is on the DPS table. And now he doesn't. He stopped playing WoW Classic, and one of the main reasons is because he doesn't want to farm the consumables because he's tired of that shit. But the difference is that instead of coming to raids and continue raiding as a slacker without any buffs just to get loot, he just doesn't raid at all because he doesn't want to come in here and waste people's time. This is the kind of mentality that is missing from the people in this guild. Because, or when I say again this guild, I mean like some of the people, half the team, whatever. These guys are just coming in here just for the loot, and then they get the loot and they continue to slack. So then it's like loot wasted. It's like that. Like, for example, we had the Bone Reaver Z drop from Ragnaros. Yeah, I could have said I want that sword. I could have said let me roll for it, right? But I didn't. I just said, guys, I know myself. I'm not gonna PvP. I'm not gonna take a sword from someone else who's gonna use it. So I didn't roll. But not everybody has that mentality, man. They come in and trying and get everything they can. The same thing I did with the legendary. I said, look, I'm not gonna be able to make it, so I'm not gonna have some eye sitting in my bank, just because I have the opportunity to roll for it. And that's the thing.
Yeah, we did a mistake with that sword. That reminds me, I forgot to talk about with Chelsea about that.
You should have give that to one dude, not just have it roll, man. Those are big items. They shouldn't be considered for roll. They should be given to people you think that deserve it.
But we got, need to know how I have to make. Discord channel. I didn't know Masada was is going for rank 13. Had I knew that at the point when the sword dropped, I would give it to him. But I knew Usaya was going for that, but I did not know that anyone else was going for rank 13. So we just gave it out. So if people want PvP items and are gonna go dedicated PvP, they should definitely let us know about that before the items drops. It's really hard to like make a decision at the spot if we don't have the valued information on the people.
Yeah, I agree. You gotta speak up, I guess. That's another problem. People don't say shit, like about the things that they want or going on. Most of the time, everyone's like silent in regards to the like the raid stuff.
I talked to Miss Eder about it and he was really angry and I told him I had no idea you were going for rank 13 and you should have said something like that when it dropped because we are a PvE guild, not a PvP guild, so we don't put focus on PvP items without if people don't like say nothing about that. It's like use you on it's not that important for us to just distribute them in the right matters.
Yeah,
So
I mean
and
those
he had
items are
he thought
PvP,
he
you
was
know.
really angry before. So,
Like
but still, one that guy that joined is just I don't know even know if he's permanently with us, but he's Team Phoenix, so I don't think he should have won it. And then again, if Chelsea thinks like me, it's like, well, nobody's doing PvP anyway, so I just let everybody roll on it. And I
yeah,
kind of agree on that, but like I said, if I knew Masseter was going for rank 13, I would have given it to him definitely.
yeah. I mean that's why I didn't roll. I even said there's no way I'm gonna use it. So why should I just take it and have it sitting in my bank? That would be unfair to other people that's gonna do something with it. You know. So same thing with the Eye of Ragnaros. If I'm not gonna make it, I'm not gonna take it. It's a waste of somebody else's opportunity to do something with it. So yeah, look, mate, we had this talk tonight, you know, and it's like I don't know where we can like leave it now or whatever. But I said my piece already because I'm about to like peace out to bed. It's 2 a.m. But I tell you something right now. I like I said my piece. If you want me to try and be a bit more calm, I can, um, you know, understand that. I can relate to that. I can think about it. I can respect it. But if you're telling me to not, when you said when you first joined the Discord and you said don't do that again, I can't agree with you in that scenario.
You can do it again, just uh, more polite. We just have to do it like that. I will step in if people will start arguing the toxic
Yeah, that's
one.
another thing. You never come and back me up so that I have my word has more value.
I don't want too many people like if too many people start leading the raid, usually it get out of hand and more people will step in and everybody will get confused
Yeah,
and I'll
exactly. That's why I need to tell them to shut up when it's happened, so they don't attempt to make a leadership leading.
but I will step in. I think I will probably get more involved in raid leading. And
And also no, look, like one guy needs to do it. Either me or together me and Nescal. You can't have some caster or someone who's not pulling like you said doing it. It's gonna get chaotic. Now here's the deal. If people are not happy with the way I'm doing things because of the way because this is the way I do things, if they're not happy with it, if more and more people are not happy with it as you say or they have something about it, then I tell you right now, in this day, I am happy to leave and I'm done. And again, I'm not taking it personally. I'm not attacking you. I'm telling you right now, I don't have to deal with these people, man. I don't give a shit. I'll just
listen, you have to listen real well. It's not like the whole raid is like not happy with you. If the whole raid were complaining about you and being like hating you raid leading and not liking you, I would not have you leading. I would tell you to stop at that point. It was like I would not argue with. I'm still gonna have him, even though you know. So don't take it like that. That's what I'm telling you. You taking too out. It's like it was like a situation there, and everybody, not everybody. Some people got worked out up and we just have to be
Okay,
calm with the
but
situation.
but
So
next time, but next
don't
time
give it
if
on
I'm
everyone.
okay, okay, I understand. But if next time I'm telling some shit about like tactics because I'm raid leading at the moment, in this moment I'm the raid leader. I'm trying to raid lead. I'm a tank. I'm raid leading. Okay, and I say some tactics, and then other guys come in the chat and say some bullshit against me. Then either you have to say something, or I certainly will, because then it's like you
Just
said.
let me handle it. I will step up and I will talk with them. Just let me handle it and I will take over. So
Yeah.
don't worry about it. We'll just do it from like that. But majority of the people is happy with what you're doing. So don't take it the other way around, man. It's like you're saying,
I only care about the good guys here, the guys that are nice and putting the effort. I don't I When I see guys that are not putting any effort, I really don't care about their happiness personally. If they're not happy about something, in my opinion, well, they have no right to say anything. But if like Sign Up isn't happy, or Ruben or whatever, and they tell me something, and I'm like straight up like very nice, always. And you know what, I'm always talking to these guys on whispers. You just don't see it because we're communicating together. And like if these guys are unhappy about something, I always like sort it out. But if some other random ass mage who's like some fucking random Mongol who is not happy about something, then I couldn't give a shit. Like a mage means nothing to me. I'm just gonna straight up say so whatever. But look, this is what I say. We go forward from now on, and whatever happens, if things don't work out, then like I said, I'm happy to I'm like to step out, because yeah, but never mind. Let's just talk to this black, and try and get a better rating sorted out, because AQ is almost here, and it needs to be something that has to be done. It has to be done, man. A good merge needs to happen with a good rating for sure, like 100%. Because even if he down bosses, okay, you don't want to give the loot out to these people that don't deserve it. You don't want to do that, because you want the loot to go to people that deserve it, the good people. Otherwise, it gets wasted.
yeah. I like I said in the beginning of my guild here, it's like I told the people we will be casual until probably definitely Naxxramas. Let we will be hardcore before that. And what I mean by hardcore is like we will have a team and you have to be good or you won't be on the team. Well, I kind of want to do it now because Cthulhu is probably going to be a shitstorm if I don't. So we will get into that. But also at the same time, I don't want us to go hardcore and lose the friendly environment. We are really good guild because we are so friendly here, and there are so many good people here enjoying the company of each other. So it's a fragile situation that we are dealing with, like merging the team. It's a big, big change. So we don't know exactly how it will go, but we just have to see. But yeah, I just wanted to talk with you, but yeah, have been talking in circle for some time. So let's go.
I understand. I understand. And also another thing I didn't say is that if I was somebody here who wanted to act like people's how do you say, overlord or some shit like that, I would have asked you a long time ago, hey man, I'm here coming in here, raid leading and whatever, I should get an officer spot or whatever. But I don't even want that. I don't want that position at all, because I'm not active enough, first of all, to be officer. Second of all, what reason do I have to be officer anyway? I just want to raid. That's all I care about. So it's not even about like being in a position to tell people what to do. It's all about finishing the raid in time, and that is it. That is it. That is the only goal I have in my mind, without like wiping endlessly and like suffering.
Yeah, finish and not wiping. That's I don't want to wipe anymore. We should not wipe anymore. But it happens. It's like uh, the other guild I was playing with today is really good, but still they wipe now and then. Many best rates in the world. They still do mistakes. It can happen. It's 40 players.
Of course, my expectation from people here is very low, but still, just because the expectation is low doesn't mean you shouldn't, like point your finger at the people that are absolute trash, no effort at all, no enchant, no elixir, no consumable, no nothing. That those guys shouldn't get away with it, basically.
Yeah, I know that.
And
And
it's hard. I understand that because sometimes you have raids where you don't even have 40 people. Then you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? And this is why you need to have the merge, so that you don't run into that problem where you're like, well, we don't even have a full raid, so I just gonna have to take every trash that shows up just to fill the raid up. I understand that. It's hard to be tough and at the same time sometimes not have enough people for a raid. That's why the merge. That's why one good raid team together is gonna resolve pretty much most of these problems.
well, uh, one stopped playing now. Aritos, he stopped playing, and his brother Mira haven't been shown up. So that's why two people from the beginning already. Yeah, we have two spots open for them. I don't know if Mira is coming back. He already
Oh,
told
that
me like,
sucks.
what?
That sucks that they're gone. That sucks. Those guys were, like people that you relied on to some degree. So it sucks that they're gone. This is why it's even more important to do this merge, because you could spend your time recruiting some new player, but how do you know they're going to be reliable like the guys that you lost? You don't. So that's why when you finally do merge, at least you know that everybody here that you've taken with you and everybody there from that other team are reliable. So then you don't have to sit here on Wednesdays and wonder if you're going to have 40 players or not. This is another thing. You have to do it, man. There's no option. There is no choice. There is no let's wait and see. You got to do this because like going into AQ and then whatever comes after that with the current rate setup that you have right now is going to be a suffering that I can tell you in terms of like wiping and
With
shit.
that tendency, though, we have been really lucky because so many guilds have been struggling and recruiting and
Yeah, it's a
people
bad
want.
time for everyone.
So everybody got bored with Black and Glare farming it so
Of
for
course,
a
it's
long time.
AIDS.
So this is a problem that is have been going on in every guild, and there are so many guilds on this server that have crashed and have just
I know,
disbanded
man. It
because of
happened
this.
to me back when it was between MC and B Blackwing Layer. It happened to me. So I know exactly, I know exactly what the situation is. It's happening all over again. People are
Yeah,
tired of Blackwing Layer and AQ isn't yet released, so a lot of people just left. It's the same old story.
true, true. Probably some people will come back, but not even half of them will come back. It's just the way it goes usually.
Yeah, but the people that stay from this team and the other team are people that are probably want to continue raiding, and that's the kind of guys you want in AQ. The best DPSers, their best healers, their best everyone, and that's the way you gotta do it. I mean, the problem is how you're gonna deal with the fucking like tanks, because you're gonna have to dump. They're gonna have to dump some. You're gonna have to dump some, And I'm happy to be dumped. I just say it right now. I don't care. I'm just telling you, like you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, we'll look into it. I don't know. Harut is a great guy, but I'm not sure. Ruben, he needs to do better also. I've been looking at the logs. Already spoken with him. I like Ruben a lot, so we just have to see. I would.
Scudder, if he's gonna come, he cannot come as a tank. I can tell you right now. He cannot come as a tank. He simply cannot come into that other raid group as a tank. If he's good at DPSing, then so be it. But if he's gonna come in as a tank, then it's game over. He cannot come in. He's not someone who has the capacity to be a tank because he has no communication almost.
Ruben or Harut or
No, Scudder.
Skader. Yeah, there's a reason I made Skader go DPS last raid, and I haven't seen him online. I was gonna talk with him about it. I'm thinking about having him as a permanently DPS
He
from now
has to
on.
be, man. There's no reason for him to
Yeah,
tank when he's
he's a good
doing.
though. He can DPS. He can,
Yeah, yeah.
like,
He has the gear for it, so it's no problem.
so yeah. Well, that's my headache. I will look into that and I'll make it work as usual.
Yeah, man. No problems. Like I told you, I'm here to rate to a degree, and I'm doing my best here. That's all I can tell you. I can tell you that I'm doing a hell of a lot more than a majority of people that attend raids with our team, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, there are a lot of sluggers. I know that, and I've already told them like I'm trying to wake them up. I have sent people whispers.
you can't wake them up. People, a slacker, once a slacker is always a slacker, because you either have the determination to be good at, or try, at least try to be good at what you're doing, or you just don't give a fuck. And if you don't give a fuck, you can't make someone care. The only way you can make them care is if you dump them out, and then they be like, oh shit, I lost my raid spot, these guys are going AQ, I want to raid AQ, maybe I should do better and come, or that's the kind of shit. Otherwise, if you just keep telling them, mate, you gotta do this and that, be better, and then next week they just come in and they're like, ah, they need me anyway, man, who cares, like, fuck them, and then they just get looted or whatever, then they'll never get better.
You're right.
It's just how it is with people. I mean, it's not about me being right or anything. It's just the nature of people in this game, But look, mate, if you want to talk again, we can chat again another day or something tomorrow. But I'm gonna peace out for now. It was nice talking with you.
True, man. All right. Don't think about this too much, man.
No, I don't. Don't worry about me, man. I'm cool either way. I told you from the beginning. The first day I joined, I said, "Look, man, I'm kind of burned out. I'm done." And you're like, "No, just keep coming, give it a try." I'm like, "All right." I listened to you and I came, and I had fun, and it's not like it's been bad or anything like that. But at the same time, there's been some situations. But if I was a tank who was like Harut or Ruben, who wasn't trying to be a raid leader or assign marks or whatever, then there would be no situation, because I'll just be sitting there silently tanking, like I did. So like, but when I'm trying to help with some kind of leadership in a raid, then there are always gonna be people that are either disagreeing or upset or whatever, because that's just how the game is. Not everyone can always be happy.
Yeah, that's especially when you have 40 players. It's like
Exactly.
just the way it is, man. But like, if you want to step down from raid leading, and if you think you want to enjoy it more, just to play the game instead of leading it, I would fully understand that, of course. But I appreciate it, and there are people appreciate what you do, and they talk about it. You say the right things and do the right things.
If
They
I
talk
step
about
down
what.
from raid leading, I don't want to come into a raid where no one, if Kniskal, for example, isn't here, I don't want to come into a raid where there is no raid leading, like proper, and then we're like stuck on like wiping or whatever. Especially as a tank who is trying to pull things, it's kind of hard not to talk on Discord, at least from my perspective. I mark, I pull, whatever. These kind of things are very easy to do as a tank, because you're always up front making pulls. That's what makes it.
As a tank, you keep the pace, and it's always best to have the tanks communicate the most in the raids because everybody like plays around them. So of course it benefits us more mostly. But as a warlock, that's a horrific. It's not a good situation to raid lead as a warlock class.
Are we gonna go Blackwing Layer again next week with the buffs?
Yeah, probably it's gonna be our last molten core black and clear thing. Well, we have to see if they will open the gates. Maybe one or two more resets, so it doesn't
Make
matter. We
make Scudder go DPS, because he can tank with his shield and his gear if you need him anyway. He can just quickly put it on and just be a tank. But just having Spec as a DPS, to be honest.
haven't got hold on. I need to talk with him about that.
Yeah, because if you need him as a tank for something, he can quickly press one button on his gear equiper add-on and just switch to his tank gear temporarily and tank. But otherwise, he should just be DPS, because you have so many tanks as it is, and you don't need another one like that. So whatever.
I don't like a warrior that is tanking with a two-hander. That's
Man,
that we
he steps in front of Velestres with a fucking two-handed weapon. Do you see that in the last couple of raids we did when he was tanking Velestres? I couldn't believe. This is why I asked him, man. Let me start to tank. Remember when I told him let me start to tank Velestres because like I didn't want to tell him you're not doing a good job. I just said I just wanted to do it because I see him coming in with a two-handed weapon. You know, like what the fuck? He's not even using a dual wield. He's using a two-handed weapon to tank, and he's getting crushed. And then when I say, guys, I'm a prot warrior, so give me a couple of seconds to pick up Valestres, and then here comes Roster again. In the raid chat, I just remembered this by the way. Here comes Roster again in the raid chat. Oh, if we keep giving you time because you can't tank or whatever, then we're never gonna kill the boss or whatever. He made some kind of comment like that. Like if we giving you time, we're losing DPS or whatever. Like this is the kind of thing that pisses me off when he does that. But anyway, never mind. That was something else I just remembered. It's cool. It's cool. Look, we talk about this whole thing another time. But until then, I guess I'll be seeing you later, man. Take it easy.
man, take care. Good night, mate.
All right, good. All right, I'm done. I want to stop my stream. I don't even know if you're still here.